Hello everyone! If you are new here, it is lovely to have you. And if not, it's lovely to have you back. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 books that I will be reading in 2019. And some that maybe you want to read too. That's cool. So I'm going to be posting all the Amazon links in the bio thing that is below. Let's get started. The first book I have is called An Atlas of Natural Beauty, and it is by not actually an author, but it's archived from the House of Natural Beauty, Victoire de Tariq in Paris, France. All these things, like for example, this one is a page on argan, and then it just has like methods on how to use it, how to extract it, what it's good for, its properties. I actually plan to read this book cover to cover. I chose this book as a book to read because I have just been in love with the idea of natural beauty lately, and just I've learned to realize that it just holds so much more value than any artificial beauty whatsoever. I feel like the beauty of the earth and the beauty people are born with, effortless beauty, is true beauty. And I've been looking constantly on ways to exude that in my own self. So yeah, I hope I figure that out in this book. So speaking of that and our lovely earth, another book that I've chosen to read is called The Hidden Life of Trees. I mean, I had a little skin to it. Here it is. Oh, there it is. And I started reading it a while ago. It's by Woolaben? Yeah. I don't know the first name, but I started reading it a while ago in the summer, and I just got so busy with school I had to stop, but I really do love it and everything it talks about. It just pretty much covers trees and everything from their simple ways of communication to the ways that they reproduce, and it's really a beautiful piece. Personally, I find that I am just really happiest amongst the natural earth, and I feel like this book is only going to strengthen the empathetic view that I hold for the world around me. You know, kind of bring that beyond people and into the earth, because you kind of take for granted how much she does for us, but it's quite a bit. So in order to pay her back for that a little bit, I thought I'd spend a little time learning about her. It's the least I can do. The next book, you've probably heard of it or seen it on YouTube, the internet somewhere. It's got great reviews, it's on top reading lists, and it is called Big Magic. I cannot wait to read this book. I have heard so much about it. This book talks about creativity and just finding confidence in your own personal creativity and the creations that you make. So I picked it for this year because I have a huge amount of changes happening in my life. I'll be graduating high school in like 2 weeks, going on a big trip traveling, and I'll be spending a lot of time working and not having homework. So I wanted to make sure that I optimized any free time I got in that period. So I figured what better way to spend my time than learning how to be a creative individual properly. So I'm reading that one, and it is by Elizabeth Gilbert. So the next book kind of delves into that just a little bit deeper, and this one is Leonardo Da Vinci. Is real thick. And it's pretty much just his biography. As important as it is to gain new perspectives on things and just strategies as how to become self-improved and just a better person, it's also good to look at people who have historically been really successful in that matter and just kind of getting into their heads a little to see how they succeeded. So this year, as I look into creativity, obviously Leonardo da Vinci right here, this guy, a king of innovation. So therefore I thought, how better to learn to innovate myself, you know? Last year I actually did the same thing with reading this thickie, and it is the entire memoirs of Cleopatra, her entire life. It was amazing and so beneficial for me in that time, as I was just trying to learn to be just much more of a confident individual and just see my inner power. I feel like I learned a lot of that from my great girl Cleo. So see what I can learn from this guy. And the last and final book I have for you is Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. So I really become less of a fiction person as I've gotten older, truly, but you can't avoid how cool it is to delve into a great dramatic novel every once in a while. I mean, I just love a good like page turner that you just cannot put down. So yeah, I got one of those this year and it is Mr. Mercedes. It is a classic, you cannot go wrong with a classic. And I've actually had it for a while and I haven't gotten a chance to reading it. So yeah, if you have read it and you have any thoughts on it, leave it in the comments. I would love to hear about it because I actually cannot wait to read it. So yeah, that is 5 books that I will be reading this new year. And ideas maybe if you'd like to read. I know it may not be everyone's cup of tea to get into all that gross nonfiction, as some people might say, which is totally understandable. I mean, that Da Vinci book is probably like 800 pages, which I know is a bit of a commitment. But also they might be really helpful to you, especially if you are as focused on self-improvement as this girl is. But if you did find that these books spoke to you, I am so happy to help, even in the slightest. And if you like this video, of course, give it a like. Or maybe subscribe if you're in the mood for that. So I hope all is well, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.